And we should be live. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Again, this is the Furry News episode 7. I will be primarily focusing on the actual content instead of you guys. As always, I only do this once a week, so be patient with me as we get through the news segments, and I edit this up for you guys tomorrow for better context. Let's get into it. Alright, so this first episode relates to autism, which I have, and also Tylenol apparently causing autism, which is unfathomably true because autism is primarily when you're first born. So, yeah. Um, and not everyone takes Tylenol. So, if that were the case, then majority of the world have autism, but majority of the world does not have autism. It's a big population, but not majority. Um, so let's see what he's got to say, and I actually trust this Dr. Mike. I actually love his content and what he does.
Since RFK Jr. and President Trump held a press conference on Tylenol and autism, my cell phone exploded with tweets, emails, and messages asking for me to uncover the truth. Interestingly enough, I was actually working on a video for a new Truth or Scare episode on the association between Tylenol and autism. Now, I wanted to come into this video very level-headed, relaxed.
I think I'm gonna leave that up on the screen longer for you guys to read. That was way too quick. Hi, I'm Dr. Mike, a board certified family medical doctor. Welcome to my new series, Truth or Scare, where I dive latest research. This episode claimed Tylenol taken frequently during pregnancy increases the risk of having. Okay. See, from birth. See. I doubt that's how it works, and I highly doubt that would be incredible to prove. 91 doctors, public health researchers, and other scientists put out a statement arguing that two things: pregnant women should be warned about the risk of acetaminophen, which is the medical name for Tylenol, generic for Tylenol. If they don't take it, they should cut back from the lowest possible dose or shortest possible time. Bold move, and immediately became a big deal. Interesting.
Tylenol and autism. Now, I wanted to come into this video very level-headed, relaxed, just to talk about the facts, cover what was wrong, cover what was right. But this press conference was just so bad. So full of inaccuracies, lies, judgment. It literally depressed me to see how far we've fallen. I've said that the information I present on this channel is not political, it's clinical. But what I really meant was that it isn't partisan. For the last few years, partisan politics have destroyed our credibility as healthcare professionals. Truth and facts have progressively become devalued in comparison to winning.
Yeah, it's actually kind of destroyed everything overall, not just the healthcare, but the entire political system, what's actually true, what's false. And so it's the whole system and how politics works is not the same. And kind of sad to see that. So,
And before your mind goes there, this isn't a left or right thing either. Whether it was President Biden announcing boosters before the CDC and FDA even approved them, or President Trump pushing hydroxychloroquine as a game changer while his own NIH rushed to fact check him. Even Vice President Kamala Harris has played this game, claiming she would not get Trump's vaccine, only to get it several months later. The problem is just universal. And now with this autism press conference, we've sunk to an all-time low. It's no longer political theater, but more like a partisan soap opera. Listening to the words Trump uses in this one single press conference. Whether you're liberal or conservative, it's truly abysmal. I don't mean this from a political correctness standpoint. I mean this from a scientific communication standpoint.
and this is how we should be taking these videos. If a president is going to be speaking about scientific or data-driven information, That's the focus of the content, not politics. I just want to point that out because this is not about politics. This is about false accuracy regarding to data-driven knowledge that we strictly know what Tylenol can and can't do. Now, there may be new breakthroughs regarding to what Tylenol can and can't do later on, but that again will be data-driven fact-checked, not based off some person that says, oh yeah, this can cause, this can't cause. They need data to back that up and strong enough data for scientists and everyone to actually support that.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism, Is that a correct statement, by the way? See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say.
And that is damaging. And that is how you can destroy your reputation and, well, primarily yours. Unless there are people that just believe what you say, and then those people are stupid. Putting it bluntly.
Imagine your own doctor repeating those lines to you.
This is based on what I feel.
Scientific press conferences are not supposed to be about how you feel. It's not even about how experts feel. It's about what the evidence shows and to what level it shows it.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm giving my opinion.
Which we don't need. When you're going to be talking about scientific data or data-driven specifically regarding whether it's math, science, or any subject, it should not be based off opinion. So we need to get that out of the science culture or any data-driven culture just so we can get back to fact-checking.
This literally reminds me of one of those stupid shirts at Spencer's that say, I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look. This isn't comedy. This is what folks will use to make their health decisions. Some of the press conference is even uncomfortable to listen to. Look, I point out that political correctness can stifle speech that could perhaps give us a better understanding of reality. In fact, I've even been called fatphobic and have had to defend myself for encouraging weight loss in those who are obese.
Why is that a wrong thing to encourage weight loss on obese people? There's more health complications, there's shorter lifespan, and there's also higher chance of getting cancer and other factors. So I'd support his decision on losing weight if you're obese. That again has nothing to do with, size. It has to do with health benefits.
But the way the president discusses these topics, it's just gross.
Like an Ozempic, or I call it the fat pill or the fat drug. Sometimes it works, I guess, for people. The ones I've seen, it hasn't worked so well. I got a lot of friends, they're fat. They said, yeah, I lost some weight. I said, you don't look it to me.
We've blurred the reality between podcast hosts who straddle the line between comedy and politics with the president who makes jokes at the expense of accuracy and others' well-being. But let's get to the science. Throughout this press conference, President Trump repeatedly says,
don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be on.
There's no downside? What? Wait. He said there's no downside, so why would you not take it in the first place? Like, that's also medically incorrect. There are side effects with every single drug out there. They're required to legally put it on the bottle, and they're even legally allowed to have to warn you about side effects. So, sorry.
Comfortable, it won't be as easy maybe, but don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol, and don't give it to the baby after the baby is born.
well, as a board-certified, actively practicing physician who's been in practice over 10 years, he's flat out wrong. In healthcare, every decision has consequences. Taking or not taking a medication both carry sets of benefits and harms. That's because medications, therapy, surgeries all have biological, psychological, and even social implications and trade-offs. And what's even more interesting is
But what we gotta do is weigh what's more positive benefit for your biological system versus the negatives. If the positive outweigh the negatives, and the negatives are so low risk that it basically has almost zero effect, then do it. Actually, that's how you should look at life in general, but specifically with medication in this regards. Hi guys, it's me. Welcome to the stream.
that those benefits and harms will be drastically different depending on which individual we're discussing. All this is to show that I'm not making an appeal to authority argument here, saying that Trump isn't a doctor, so he must be wrong. I'm actually saying he's wrong because he's wrong. If he was a doctor, he would know that not treating a fever, especially early in pregnancy, can carry serious risks. Elevated temperatures from untreated fever, even hot tubs or saunas, are consistently associated with higher neural tube defect risks in the fetus. This has even been applied to other parts of development, including increases in congenital heart defects and orofacial deformities. So no, we don't just give Tylenol for comfort during pregnancy.
There's no downside other than a mother will have to, as I say, tough it out a little bit. There's no downside to doing this. It's not like, oh, if you do this, you're going to die. There's no downside.
His tone about toughening up is...
And Tylenol can kill people, again, if you overtake the dosage, or in some rare cases, there's allergies or complications with the pill. But those are rare side effects.
not just judgmental, but inaccurate. What's ironic, the topic of lowering fevers is uniquely interesting to me because I've long discussed that we need to decrease this obsession that we have of routinely lowering a fever. So often a patient of mine says, I've been taking Tylenol around the clock to lower and control my fever. But that's not always necessary. A fever could be a good thing, but some can be problematic and are not okay. That's the nuance that's necessary. Trump also proudly highlighted how his team has cracked the code for why autism rates have increased in the US. He blamed it on two things, sort of. And I say sort of because he's not the clearest communicator, especially when it comes to statistics.
And you know, we have something else called favored nations where I'm going to be reducing drug prices by 1,000%.
1,000%? So, hold up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's, yeah. Um, so, technically, yeah, it'd be right.
Trump implies over and over that Tylenol causes autism. And his director of the FDA quite literally said that on Fox News later that night.
Which I don't trust for news information, by the way. Not a big fan of Fox News. Never really have been.
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest study was done by Harvard and Mount Sinai. They looked at 27 studies showing an association. There were 4 against it, and they said
27? You're basing off 27 individuals, and that's your data? No. There's a certain population that's needed for data-driven facts to actually exist. 27 is not enough.
based on the overwhelming body of evidence, there was a causal relationship. Those are the exact words of the dean of the Harvard School of Public Health.
On the surface, I realize that sounds terrifying. Tylenol is our go-to option for pain and fever in pregnancy because NSAIDs like ibuprofen and aspirin have well-proven risks. It's literally on the safe medication list that I give to my patients in the OB clinic. Here's the interesting twist. Their claim isn't totally made up. I pointed out earlier, I was literally working on a video on this exact subject. For years, researchers have studied the possible links between acetaminophen and autism, ADHD, and other developmental conditions. Some of those studies do show associations.
But they aren't necessarily verified to be 100% true.
And some show biological plausibility.
Plausibility does not mean actually, again, true or 100% certain. It's possible, but not 100%. See where we're going with this?
Especially in animal models, which means that it is possible that Tylenol may play a role in autism development. But when someone
And he mentioned animal models, not human models. Or humans.
Like RFK Jr. cherry picks that data to support his pre-made conclusion, it can be sold to sound very convincing. That's the big problem here. The data should lead to the story. But if you already know the story, you made it up in your head, you're not doing the science. You're doing marketing, or in this case, politics. Consistently, this administration misses the cornerstone of scientific research. Correlation does not equal causation.
See? Goes back to that every single time, and I like that.
There's a lot to unpack in many of these studies. There's many variables and confounders at play. Just think about it. Who takes Tylenol? Those who have fevers or pain, basically people who are sick. Perhaps the association of sickness is stronger than the association of Tylenol use. Did RFK Jr. bother to even check? Anyway, let's zoom out and look at some real information. In 2021, over 90 scientists signed a statement that pregnant women should be cautious with Tylenol. Not to stop it, not to ban it, just to be cautious. Which really, I feel like that should always be the case with medications. Fast forward, the biggest study came out this year in Sweden, not in the US, looking at over 2 million children.
That's a big enough data that they can actually use for a research actual based study. 27 is not enough, guys. Hi, Raymond. Welcome to the stream. In I forget what it's called in mathematical modeling, but there needs to be a certain X factor regarding to how big of the data size you're using for the model to be actually representative in real world data values. 27 is not enough. Now, you have 100,000, fine, that's usable. You know, there's a certain factor, and this also depends if it's 2 million based off the actual population of the overall location that you're using. There's diversity factors, there's ethnic factors, there's plays, there's a whole bunch of factors. The location, the ecological factors are at play with this. You can't just use 27 because you're not going to get enough diversity just with that alone to verify that data is actually valid. And also, is it diverse enough for the study to be conclusive? Now, if it was 27 people and let's say there was a population of 1,000, that would be fine. That would be high enough numbers to conclude that with that 27 of 1,000 is 0.27% of the population, which is pretty significant. There could be a case there, but to say 27 people out of like millions of people in that population, not conclusive.
When they compared siblings, one who was exposed to Tylenol, one not, boom, no increased autism risk. That's really powerful because siblings share genetics, environment, and parental health habits. So if Tylenol was truly to blame, you'd expect a signal there, but it wasn't. Other big studies since then, same story. Maybe a slight association, but when you control for confounders like genetics, illnesses, and environmental exposures,
which have a bigger play than taking Tylenol itself. Keep that in mind. Tylenol alone is not the causation of autism. He knows it. I know it. I don't need to look at the study. I got enough information just to know my whereabouts that and fact checks.
Mostly evaporates. How about the fact that the use of Tylenol during pregnancy has gone down or stayed stagnant in recent decades, yet autism rates continue to grow? Less Tylenol, more autism. Doesn't make sense. Translation, the Tylenol autism link is not proven. Now here's where I get frustrated. Trump, RFK Jr., and the rest of the administration presented this like a settled fact when it's obviously not. Even the author from the Harvard School of Public Health, who was misquoted, by the way, by Dr. McCary, clearly said further research is needed to confirm the association and determine causality. He sent that in his message to Trump's team before the press conference. Now, there's a world of a difference between there might be a risk here that's worth studying, and this definitively causes autism. When you nix nuance and mix that messaging with partisan politics, people lose trust in us, actual doctors. It also pushes some to avoid Tylenol when they really need it. Will people actually get hurt as a result of this press conference? Sure. I actually don't think that's unreasonable to expect. Truly, this is part of a bigger pattern. RFK Jr. and other politicians have built their careers on overstating scientific uncertainty.
What about politics lying about today? They're misconstruing facts versus the data behind autism and the link on Tylenol causing it. There's no causation, there never has been, and data has proven, and he's given a research study from Sweden to say that there's been over 2 million people that have taken the study, and no one was conclusive for Tylenol was cause of autism. So, which we already knew that, but like, this just confirms it. Hi, puppy lover. Hi, Blackberry.
Especially with autism.
Yes, exactly, Blackberry. And lying to the world about false information, which should be based off data, not just what he says.
Autism. First vaccines, now Tylenol. Same playbook. Highlight just enough data to sound convincing, then exaggerate the conclusions. And Trump? Well, he's seizing on that to look like he's saving the day by taking on big pharma or small pharma, over-the-counter pharma, even if it means twisting the science. It plays well to score political points, but it's a disaster for pregnant patients who need honest, balanced guidance. It's even a bigger disaster for us who actually want to find the actual reason for the increased autism rates. RFK earlier this year said he'd find the cause of autism by September. And when he obviously didn't find it, he just chose an explanation that might
Hello, puppy lover. I said hi earlier.
fit. So if you're watching this and you're pregnant or planning to be, what do? First, stay alert, not anxious. Nothing in the newest research proves Tylenol causes autism. And if it does, I promise I'll be there to make that announcement. Second, keep using the rule we've always relied on. Lowest dose, shortest duration, only when the benefits outweigh the harms.
Which is what you should be looking at with anything, not just, medical stuff. So if the positive outweighs the negative, do the positive. If the negative outweighs the positive, don't do it. Also, maybe listen to doctors and scientists and people who actually do the research, and not necessarily the person who has the most power. So yeah. No, I'm in general. If you're gonna get your information from, science information or math information or anything, go to the people that have gotten those degrees in those areas and completely ignore anyone else. Now, you can listen to other people's idea, that's not bad, but don't take the word for it. Do research, gather the data, make sure that what they're saying is truthful. So yeah. Let's move on to the second episode. Roblox just deleted millions of games. So I know they were doing mass deletion, but millions of games, this could be bad.
By the time you're watching this video, it's too late. I'm already dead.
Great.
Already have sawed my head off, and it is all Roblox's fault. They are doing the burn everything to the ground.
We're writing to let you know an important update about content maturity and compliance policy. Starting September 30th, users will not be able to play unrated. Okay, that's not news though. They've already released that like over a month ago. This change is part of the policy updates we recently announced. It will help give parents and users more clarity about what type of content they can find on Roblox. It will help them make better informed choices about what they want to play. For more details and answers to common questions on Creators Hub, if you want to, sure, okay. Naruto test zombie project close to complete. Okay. Okay. But the one thing that Roblox mentioned, guys, remember I did a live stream about this, was the creators that actually make those games can go back and rate them later on. Unless they're old and the creators have given up. Then they can't. But the bad news about this is Roblox will not be the same. And I'm not talking about the younger population. I'm sure this will not affect the younger population. But I'm talking about like my generation, people that started out with Roblox. Those games that we used to play are gone forever, and we can't get them back because of Roblox stupidity action.
Update, which is, and I'm already starting. I'm starting to saw my head off because starting September 30th, users will not be able to play unrated experiences. What does that mean, you might ask? Okay, let's say I want to play one of my childhood friends' Roblox games, and he probably hasn't logged in like 10 years.
Again, Roblox has commented about that.
SpongeBob Zombie Battlefield. Maturity unknown. That makes this an unrated experience because they haven't gone through the questionnaire. Ages 5 and up can play this game.
So what they could do, instead of hiding them or making them completely unplayable, this is what they should have done. Just made them all games that are unknown 13 plus or 17 plus. Because that would bypass any questions, and that would allow anyone else that would like to play those games play it, as long as they're verified of that age. My solution is much better than fucking Roblox solution. I'm sorry, let's go with my solution.
18 and up can play this game. If you haven't done that, nobody will be able to play your game until you do. There's a ton of Roblox games out there that are nice little classic games where the owner hasn't logged in.
Bye in a little bit. Back out that 7:30, but never mind. Boops to likey. Yeah, I'm doing this early so I can go out to eat and have a relaxing time. So, but yes, it's very much annoying, but you know, personally, my solution of what I said could have been done, and we wouldn't have had this issue. Roblox, stupid company.
In however many years, maybe they quit. Maybe they have passed away. Maybe they quit. Those are the two options. Roblox's whole philosophy is ignore a problem until it gets so bad that you have to burn everything to the ground. This is a classic game that me and my friend made. I can't remember if it was him or me that got a 2-week ban for making an inappropriate version of SpongeBob over here. Let's see how... It was his game, so it was him that got banned. Look, you can see the bridge. This was from like 2009. Because of copyright things, I guess I
Hi, Electro.
deleted the SpongeBob icon, the little picture right here. And coming out here was I mean, I don't want to give too, I don't want to. SpongeBob had his bob hanging out, but it was this zombie game we had. This won't affect people's like day-to-day experiences on Roblox. I'm gonna blow all these guys up. Come on.
What?
But there's
What
this,
is
like,
this?
Oh my god, there was a song playing. This song used to be playing in this game, but also because like I was saying about Roblox waits until a problem gets so bad and they just delete everything. Like with their audio update, they let people upload any copyrighted audio they wanted, and then it got so bad that they were being sued for like 100 something, a few hundred million, so they just deleted.
Yeah, Roblox tends to do mass panicking. Not a good company strategy, Roblox. I just don't think that's how you should go about it. I think what you need to do, whether it's for a week or month, shut down the Roblox server until you guys resolve it, instead of just doing it at the at the last minute and just mass panicking. Shut it down. You guys have big enough team. Huddle up, figure it out, and have a better solution other than to just delete random games. Or mass delete music. Like, yeah.
Did almost every single audio out there. You know, it'd be nice if Roblox would ever take care of a problem before it got so bad that they had to burn everything. And burning everything is in their words. Like I said, it's not gonna affect people's like everyday experiences on Roblox just because all these games, all these games will have age ratings. They're actively updated, but there's just such a
Some people came to my school today to talk about an incident that happened at my hometown 3 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
huge 20-year-long archive on Roblox of people just making their own adorable little games like me. See, I haven't rated any of these games, so all of these games would become unavailable come September 30th, and that's very, very sad. There's a lot of examples of people who will probably never log in again or just won't care to click a couple buttons. Just the fact that you can go back literally almost 20 years and still play stuff in the same state it was almost when the person made it, you know what I mean? Man, this is supposed to turn you into the dog, but it just kind of looks like it makes the dog shit. So
Oh,
it's just
God.
a good example of
Okay.
a cool memory I had that I potentially would not ever be able to access again. And again, like I said, burning, that is in David Bazuki's words. At RDC, the recent RDC, he was asked about this. As we started to make the decision of we want everything to be rated by the creator, this was a top internal thing. We know this has to have an eventual solution, but like, who would want a 20-year history to evaporate? Would be like the burning of the libraries in Alexandria.
And that's literally what you do, bro. Nice.
We're not going to burn the libraries of Alexandria,
But you literally just did that.
then you can't just burn the library and say we're not gonna burn the library. You know, I hope they have some type of plan in place where, like, right now it says maturity unknown and it just sets it to ages 13 and up. Roblox, you have pictures of my ID in your system.
Yeah, just if you don't know the maturity of the games, just set them to like 13 or 17 plus, wherever the age limit you guys feel comfortable for anyone who wants to play them. So you guys cannot get in trouble because they are of age, even though they are kid games or whatever.
You know I'm an adult. Let me play unrated games, maybe. Like a good example of this is this website Newgrounds. All these Flash games, like you can play games on Newgrounds that were made in the early 2000s. Like shoot, previous President George Bush.
That should not be on Roblox.
Like this is a game that you can just play. He screams for help.
Oh, that's not on Roblox. That's on Newground. That's fine.
Oh my God. 2000, the year 2000, 25 years ago. It's a threat made by Newgrounds to the president of the United States, and you can still play that. No, I'm not saying that Roblox should have that exact game on here, but you know, it may be. But I mean, this is almost worse right here. Look at this. Let's see what age rating this game is. Oh, ages 5 and up. I would not let a 5-year-old play that. Mike, the ultimate paintball. This was the first game to ever hit 1 million visits. He's been banned for years, but somehow they age rated his game to be 5 and up. I think they just will automatically rate some games if they have a lot of visits. They're not very clear on any of this, which is why it's so concerning. Like Jared Valdez, remember he tried to sue Roblox? He should sue Roblox again for what they might do to his old games. They might make them unplayable. Dude, or like this classic. It hasn't been touched since 2016. Maturity unknown. Band. This is a game that had just like a bunch of famous banned users in some type of hellish prison thing. All these people you.
So the whole thing is Roblox needs to fix this, otherwise this is going to affect more of the older community. Like I said, if you're new to Roblox or you just joined Roblox a few years ago, this will have zero impact on you because you guys don't play archival old games like I used to, if they even exist. Some of my favorites are Dragon Ball Z's. Some so good, so good. I don't even know if they exist anymore. I have to check.
Could look up on the banned user list, you know, and you could go and play their games, but now maybe you won't be able to.
Is this it?
Look who it
Is this it?
Look, this is this built in 2000. This game. I want them to play this. That's gonna be the whole rest of this video. Yeah, a bunch of old myth games, probably old for gold load. You can mod Dave
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next episode. This was him goofing off. YouTube sued for AI slop. You know what? I hope to God they get sued for AI slop. The whole reason I do content for you guys. Oh, put my time back in.
Stuff or whatever, and
What?
a lot of
No.
people end up walking away.
No. Can we just? No. This. That. Give me that. Oh, this was a whole video on it. Ooh, this is a longer version. Ugh. That too long. Too long to cover.
So we actually have some good news for today, which could actually help YouTube be a lot better in the future. Celebrities are starting to sue YouTube for AI slop.
Oh, well, good. I figured that would happen eventually because people are using celebrities' images to get views and or attacking celebrities based off their own images. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is not the first that's happened either. So, yeah.
So there are these two very famous Indian actors who have reached out to the courts in their area to remove and prohibit creation of AI videos infringing their intellectual property rights. In layman terms, people keep making AI slop of the two of them kissing other people and other actresses, making it look like they're cheating on each other. They've been getting sent these videos being like, oh, why have you cheated on so-and-so? But the reason why this is so significant is because not only do they want those videos removed, but they want Google order to have safeguards to ensure such YouTube videos uploaded anyway do not train other AI platforms, meaning
It could land them into defamation, actually. Or I forget what it's called when they're... Is it lying? False? I forget what it's called, but you basically lying online about information to get views or something. There's a whole term for it.
don't allow other AI
Hi, Minecraft man.
platforms to like use this type of technology to make even more fake content of them. I looked up how to pronounce her last name and I believe it is Butchun, but the Butchun's lawsuit are the most high profile to date about the interplay of personality rights and the risk that misleading or deepfake YouTube videos could train other AI models. The actors argue that YouTube's content and third-party training policy is concerning as it lets users consent to sharing of a video they created to train rival AI models, risking further proliferation of...
Why are you no longer a furry, bud? What happened? I play Sonic RP games on Roblox. There are only 2 games I play on Roblox. Nice.
misleading content online, according to near identical filings from the actors dated September 6th, which are not public. So basically, they've already tried to file a lawsuit for the fake content that is made around them. And in their papers, they said such content being used to train AI models has the potential to multiply the instances of use of any infringing content, first being uploaded on YouTube, being viewed by the public, and then also being used to train. So far, I agree with every single point they've made. I mean, how many times have we seen deepfakes of actual celebrities or well-known people, and we actually think the deepfakes are the real version? Sometimes they're depicted saying some crazy stuff, racist stuff or whatever, and a lot of people end up walking away from it thinking that it's real because they don't realize that AI is advanced enough to completely mimic and copy someone's speech, mannerisms. And another thing that makes this very significant is India is YouTube's biggest market globally with around 600 million users. 600 million users from one country.
That's insane. That is massive. Yeah, YouTube needs to listen to what India says. Otherwise, it's gonna have a massive impact and lose billions of dollars. Nice.
Is crazy. And by the way, about the two actors, I've seen some Bollywood movies before, and the guy's name, he actually sounds pretty familiar. And then I realized I actually know his dad. This is his dad. I've seen his dad before, and he is considered one of the most prolific actors in the entire planet.
Really? I like Vexium Swift. Is that the one that I watch sometimes? Let's see. Let me see if I can. I think it's the one that I haven't watched them in a while. I'm gonna edit all this out, but is that the one I watch sometimes? And then makes like Reddit meme videos, or it is. Oh. Okay. That's a whole thingamajig. Oh. I'll have to watch this. But it was just some guy trying to rage bait. What? That kind of fucked up. His contents are not necessarily appropriate, but like, they're fine. They're YouTube appropriate. Then in the end, that's all that matters. I agree. Let's not talk about furry drama.
And it, not just in
I'll
India.
watch it
Meaning these guys have
on
a
my
lot of
own,
power.
but I won't bring it up here.
They have a lot of money, and his son and his daughter-in-law, these guys are a power couple, meaning YouTube is not going to be able to get out of this so easily. Those guys have lots of money, and they can keep pouring it into legal fees and make sure that this lawsuit ends up with a conclusive decision. Now, here's another interesting part. They are seeking $450,000 in damages against Google and
Ooh,
others. I
it's
really
a
feel like
lot.
they should ask for more money. That's like literal pennies to Google. They would probably just hand that over and not even go through the court case to begin with. But the lawsuits contain hundreds of links and screenshots of what they allege are YouTube videos that show egregious, sexually explicit, or fictitious AI content of the two.
What? Sexually explicit? That's interesting wording. Very interesting wording.
Two of them. And the AI about these two are crazy. I mean, it's showing the guy kissing other actresses. It's showing the girl kissing other dude, like her ex-boyfriend, this dude right
Not necessarily sexually explicit because YouTube does not allow nudity. Okay.
over here. Like, it's really stuff that is damaging to their character, and a lot of people really think that they're real because obviously, remember, not everybody in the world is privy to technology and AI and stuff like that. I mean, shit, even for those of us who are privy to AI and stuff like that, I mean, if these labels weren't up on
Have a good day. Wait, what? Buy Minecraft, man. What? Oh, you're fine, Minecraft, man. It's all good.
the original and deep fake versions of this Anderson Cooper clip, a lot of us would not even be able to tell which one is real or fake. But once again, I'm glad that in the lawsuit, these guys are arguing in their files that if the AI platforms are trained on biased content that portrays them in a negative manner and infringes their intellectual property rights, then AI models are likely to learn all such untrue information, leading to its further spread. Yeah, this is how most people feel about AI. It's bad right now, but we fear that how much worse it's going to get because it just keeps
So AI can destroy a reputation of real life people and ruin who they are as a whole because AI is either lying or faking about them or some sort of negative reputation. And that's damaging to the individual, and the individual can certainly sue the company that has caused the AI to happen in the first place. And it wouldn't necessarily be the person at fault that's uploading it, it would be the company as a whole. Because one, the person at fault may not have the money to, like, pay them. Two, suing the company is much more rewarding because they make more money from it. And it's the company's fault in the first place for rolling out this feature. Okay.
improving day by day, minute by minute even. And they even made the point of how much YouTube has paid Indian creators, and they've paid them in the last 3 years about 2.4 billion. But the actors in their lawsuit said, yeah, well, the creators using our personality rights
That's
and
a
making
lot.
fake videos of us can make money when those videos become popular. Imagine making videos lying about a situation or misrepresenting a situation and then making thousands of dollars off of it. I totally understand why these actors are so pissed off about this, because not only does it depict them as cheating assholes, but it also shows that those people who are making those lies are actually able to make a lot of money off of it. I mean, if people can just make these few second clips of like actors basically just cheating on each other and making money off of it, what kind of integrity is left on YouTube if this is how you can make your living and this is the type of content you can make? And obviously the actors are pissed off about it, and I don't blame them. In this lawsuit, I'm really hoping that a decision is determined where like the training
The lawsuit, 1,500 pages, 518 that's so much. That's so much. Good God. How long is this lawsuit gonna last?
of AI has to be slowed down or something like that. And YouTube is in their best interest to listen to India, because as we established earlier, India is actually YouTube's biggest market with over 600 million users. So if they piss off India, a lot of people might actually stop using.
Yeah, I do too. I really do, because this is not going to be helping YouTube platform nor its own content creators. And I don't like it how some of my favorite content creators are promoting this stuff. I don't, but I tend to look past their promoting of AI and I focus on their content. As long as their content doesn't go full AI, I'll still continue supporting them. As soon as I see them going AI, I'm quitting.
YouTube. So the same channel that was posting videos of those two cheating on each other, apparently they released a tutorial where they create an image using X's Grok AI and then turn it into a video using Chinese AI startup Minimax's Halio AI. A Reuters test generated an AI video showed lookalikes of Bollywood stars.
That's so when you're using different AI programs and uploading to YouTube, at that point it's not necessarily a YouTube lawsuit. That's different. If you're gonna be suing YouTube, you need to have YouTube created, not some other companies, and then those people uploading onto YouTube. That is not YouTube's fault. You can't just sue YouTube just because they're using some other AI companies. So that would actually constitute video money theft. What? What?
Khan and Ubby in a fist fight within 5 minutes. So literally in 5 minutes, they were able to create a fighting scene between two actors. And the channel has the nerve to put in their description or whatever, content is made only for entertainment and creative storytelling. Yeah, sure, making false situations of infidelity. Yep, very creative. But yeah, hopefully this court case goes.
Yeah, that's technically, I don't think YouTube would be at fault here. If the content creator is not using YouTube's apps to create the AI, then and uploading AI generated content through short feeds via other apps that is not YouTube owned, YouTube cannot control it, then again, that's not on YouTube. They would have to go after the other corporations that are using those AI tools and sue those AI companies. Because what is YouTube going to do about it? Delete it? They can't delete it unless it goes against community guidelines. And uploading anything with AI doesn't necessarily go against community guidelines. YouTube can't really do anything about it. So yeah, like if AI uses an actor's face, voices, etc., the AI company are legal tender to pay for that without the voice actor's consent, basically.
Goes their way and they're actually able to force YouTube to slow down the training of AI, and hopefully they can force YouTube to actually take action against channels like this. I mean, this goes way past these two actors and, you know, the scenarios created of them being unfaithful or whatever. YouTube AI slop has been a problem for years now, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And we've already talked about it so many times on this channel where it's actually just taking over YouTube as well. I mean, in the month of, I believe it was July or August, the fastest growing content creators on the website, like 10% of them were AI slop channels, not even real people. It was July. So in July, 10 of the top 100 fastest growing channels of the month were purely AI generated content. Think about that. 10% of the people growing the fastest on YouTube in an entire month.
That's outlandish. That is ridiculous. 10% is too much.
Are people that aren't real, they're just AI slop. Videos like this that have hundreds of millions of views on YouTube Shorts, these are the types of content that are taking over to YouTube, and a lot of the content isn't just fake cat videos, it's fake celebrity videos, fake cheating videos, as we discovered earlier. Here are a list of purely AI channels that all have millions of subscribers, and if you guys think that this is just gonna stop being as bad or not get worse,
it's gonna get worse. Anyway, that's it for my news. Please don't support AI slop. I don't support it. I hope the people that upload the AI content get what they deserve and YouTube deletes those channels and deletes all their 1 to 2 hours work they've done for their entire content channel. So, yeah. YouTube is not a bad platform, but they do need to change the mind shift in how they're going to be going forward in terms of what content they'll be pushing and what content they won't. That's all I gotta say, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all!